From the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, 5 celebrities battle it out at the poker table. At stake, the Cadillac $250,000 prize pool. Playing tonight, from Scrubs, Heather Graham. Desperate Housewives, Jesse Metcalf. From Less Than Perfect, Andrea Parker. Everybody Loves Raymond's Fred Willard. And from Listen Up, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Plus world-class poker player and expert Phil Gordon. And your host, Dave Foley. Welcome your host, Dave Foley.
Hello. Thank you and good evening. Welcome to Celebrity Poker Showdown. Now, this is the only poker show on television with players that you might actually want to sleep with. I don't know, unless you get a thing for Howard Lederer. Now let's help me bring out our guests for tonight, our celebrity guests, playing for Planned Parenthood, Heather Graham. Playing for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Jesse Metcalf. Playing for the National Hospice and Palliative Care Organization, Andrea Parker. Playing for the American Sickle Cell Anemia Association, Malcolm Jamal Warner. For the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, Fred Willard.
I tied my horse up to the hitching post outside. Will you be safe there?
Well, thank you, Slim.
Well, I've never been called that.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting a little paunchy, so I can call everyone Slim these days.
Incidentally, I'm also donating some of my earnings to Celine Dion so she can expand her theater.
Really? On behalf of Canada, please stop. Back home, we just wonder, why is it always those ones that Americans like? Now, welcome all of you. Thank you for being here. You're all here to play for charity, which is delightful of you. And in addition to the charitable contributions that you are earning, you are all in the running for this measly coin, the coveted silver chip. Now, this chip means that you are the champion of tonight's game and that you get to go on to the championship round and play for the gold chip, which will make you not even value this chip anymore. And you'll get a chance to play for the $100,000 share of the Cadillac $250,000 prize pool. The game we play here is called No Limit Texas Hold'em, which frankly is a mystery to me. So, what we've done is we've prepared a brief tutorial for anyone else who is equally confused by the game, which we'll show to you now. It's a simple game, really. Each player is dealt 2 hole cards face down, and then they bet. 3 community cards are spread face up in the middle of the table. These are called the flop, and are common to everybody's hand. After a round of betting, 1 more common card is turned face up. This is called the turn. Everybody bets, and then 1 last common card, called the river, is added to the spread. There's 1 final round of betting, then players make their best 5-card poker hand out of any combination of their 2 hole cards and the 5 in the middle of the table. Each player starts with $10,000 in chips. The order of betting is determined by a white disc known as the dealer button. Having it in front of you is called being on the button, and it means that you get to act last on every round of betting. This is the strongest position at the table because you get to see how all the other players act before you decide what to do. Every hand, the first 2 players will have to make forced bets, known as blinds, to start the action and build the pot. At regular intervals, these blinds will increase, making the minimum bet higher and higher throughout the tournament. And while there are minimums, remember, this is no-limit poker, so there are no maximums. At any time, any player can go all in and bet everything they have. Eventually, one player will have all the chips on the table and be declared the winner. Once again, it's time to say hello to my co-host, poker champion, Phil Gordon.
Thanks, Dave. Just bring a little poker prowess to the people. That's
I know,
all it is.
yes. You're the educational component to the show, and I'm the corrupting influence of the show.
That you are.
Now, Phil, we have, as you can see, the lounge is quite empty now. There's just you and me, and of course, the lovely Jenny,
Yes.
who will be here to serve drinks to the unlucky losers who come in here to join us in the
There'll be 3
Losers
of those.
Lounge. There will be 3.
There can only be one winner.
That's right. Otherwise, it wouldn't be winning. No. So none of that can happen until we get this game started. So we should probably go out to Robert Johnson.
Oh, Robert.
$1 and $200 blinds. Shuffle off the deal.
1 and 200. That's not a whole lot right now. $10,000 in chips.
You have to start somewhere.
That's where we're starting.
May I suggest some rules just for tonight? No bluffing. And if I happen to glance at your cards, be courteous.
Jesse's first act.
King 6 for Jesse.
Jesse calls.
And it's a Queen Jack for Andrea.
Nice tight fold there from Andrea.
That's dramatic.
Pressure, the pressure.
Malcolm Jamal Warner with a 6 Queen.
Malcolm folds.
4-7.
Mr. Willard wants no part of this.
Fred folds.
Heather Graham has an 8 Jack.
I check.
And Heather gets a free look at the flop from the big blind. Her 200's already in the pot.
Flop is ace of diamonds, tray of hearts, tray of spades.
No one flopped anything. Jesse still has the best hand with the king high.
Check.
Heather checks.
And Jesse will use the power position here, it seems, and make a bet trying to get Heather to fold.
Jesse bets 500.
Fold.
Heather folds. Jesse wins the
Nice
pot.
play from Jesse. He's the early chip leader. All right, Dave, is that time of the show?
All right, well, I have tonight picked Fred Willard simply because he's one of my favorite comic actors.
I got to go with Andrea Parker. No
And-
particularly great reasons, but I think she's going to be a very, very good player.
And she's almost tall enough for you to date.
She's definitely tall enough for me to date.
Yeah.
I'm Andrea Parker, and I'm playing for the National Hospice and Palliative Care Organization. It's a charity for people who live with terminal illnesses. I just learned how to play No Limit Texas Hold'em not too long ago. I mean, I'm a decent player. Should I pretend like I have some vicious strategy? But I didn't talk it up like I'm a card shark, which I might be. Sometimes I'm going to play tight, sometimes I'm going to play aggressive. I'm hoping that people won't be able to figure me out. Did that sound unpredictable? I'm looking forward to a nice cat fight with Heather. I'm going to take her down on the felt. Let's talk about Jesse. I know he's hot and I know he's employed. I'm going to have to take the gardener down. Fred doesn't play much. I think his wife just taught him how to play, was what I heard. I want nothing to do with the Losers Lounge. It's hard to maintain any dignity in there, especially if you're the first one who arrives.
Andrea's first act.
And Andrea's got a 3-4 offsuit.
Andrea folds.
Malcolm's got a 10 Jack offsuit.
Malcolm's going to play. He's going to raise it to 600. That's a good amount to raise.
Fred folds. Heather folds.
It's up to Jesse Metcalf in the big blind.
With a 10 King suited.
I call.
Jesse calls. 2 players. Flop is 8 of spades, 5 of spades, Jack of clubs.
That's a good flop for Jesse. He's got a flush draw. He needs any spade to make a flush. Malcolm's got a pair of jacks.
Malcolm checks. Turn is a 10 of diamonds.
Jesse has now a pair of tens.
Go 300.
Jesse bets 300.
Malcolm's got 2 pair, Dave. Jacks and tens.
Well, that's better than 1 pair, Phil.
It is, and Malcolm's going to raise it.
I'll see it and raise another 2.
Jesse's
And a re-raise here from Jesse.
Another one? What could anyone have here?
Malcolm should put in a big bet here.
Malcolm's re-raising to 1,200.
That's not quite big enough.
300 to call.
Very exciting,
All right.
gentlemen.
I call.
Jesse calls.
River's the 9 of diamonds. That might slow them both down a little bit. There's a 4-card straight out there.
Check.
Jesse checks.
Check.
Malcolm checks. Let's see.
So Malcolm's got the best hand. He's got 2 pair, jacks and tens.
Spades and a 10 of clubs.
Good hand.
He has jacks and tens, 2
And that will take the pot.
Malcolm wins the pot.
I'm Malcolm Jamal Warner, and I'm playing for the American Sickle Cell Anemia Association. I'm kind of a laid-back kind of guy.
Ready to get this show on the road.
Usually people find my silence intimidating. I keep hearing about this cat, Jesse Metcalf. You know, he's hot, he's a hunk, whatever. Okay, whatever. You know, he's not bad looking.